WD-40 on that.
There we go.
It's like you're hurting a goose or something.
Welcome to Tough Tech Today with Mayan and Miller. This is the premier show featuring trailblazers who are building technologies today to solve tomorrow's toughest challenges.
Welcome, all of you, to Tough Tech Today. Forrest and I want to do a preview of our newest season 4. But first, Forrest, how about we do a little review of the show to date, particularly season 3. It was I had a great time with these episodes we released.
It was a great season.
Yeah, we covered a lot of topics, and not lightweight stuff either. What were some of those topics that we went through?
Yeah, sure. So we tried something new this last season, was to focus on particular themes so that people could really get into a topic and kind of get immersed into it for about a quarter. So the first theme we kicked off the year was with BioTech, and we talked to 3 companies: New Equilibrium Biosciences, Elevion, and Biosciences. So it really gave us some time to get really immersed. Next, we went into space, and that was a great chance to kick off more. Who'd we talk to in space, J-Mill?
Oh boy! So yeah, we kicked off with Space Capital. Chad gave us such a great overview of the landscape of why space matters for all of us Earthlings, and so that was cool. Then we had Mithril Technologies, led by Scarlett. Her work as an early stage entrepreneur coming out of MIT, really fascinating, and how it could implications on space weather, and many other forms of sensing. And then, as a sort of a capstone of the space quarter, was Preston, who coming from the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Space Force. The behind the scenes look at how he and so many members of the defense community were standing that up. It's quite incredible. And now he's leading work with Arkenstone Ventures. Our space quarter, I don't know, I think it was just delightful.
It was a great mix too. We had a startup, and we had someone from venture capital community and someone from government. So I think it was just a really good mix that kind of encapsulated all aspects of that ecosystem, which is really being supported strongly by venture capital and government to help it thrive.
Yeah, there's totally such a sort of like dual use aspect of that, and as well as just the public-private partnerships, how important that is for a field or domain like space, where like now you Forrest, and with Lunar Outpost, how as a commercial entity can benefit from and also advance the capabilities of like governments who are looking to the private sector for help in making this a reality. It's incredible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, private markets, private businesses can help make things fast because you got really motivated people that want to move fast and create the future.
And that's something that maybe we'll see some of that playing out with on a longer timeline with fusion energy, which was our final theme for season 3. And so, Forrest, walk us through some of the conversations we had about fusion, because this was a deep topic that I think very few of us feel comfortable in that realm. But we learned a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I learned a ton of about fusion. Um, our guests, we had Proxima Fusion, so we had Francesco Scortino, and his company is building a special type of reactor. We also had TDK Ventures, which was an investor in Type 1 Energy, another fusion company, and then Focused Energy. We had two of the founders in it, Thomas Forner and Pravish Patel, and all of those, I think, I learned all the different types of fusion, all the different approaches. Where there's the tokamak type approach, there's laser impingement methods of fusion, and what was the third one, JML?
We had the magnetic confinement, and
Yes,
that's
yeah,
something that, yeah, I think Tina's from TDK Ventures, like her sort of synopsis across the different approaches to like grid scale fusion was just really beneficial. And so, listeners and viewers, if you do want to, get started on fusion, I think Tina's work with TDK Ventures, that episode would be a good starting point, because it's kind of like a 360 view, on where we are as almost as a civilization in terms of being able to get abundant clean energy, to the grid, and in a serious way that's not just, say, solar, which the sun goes down, wind, sometimes it's not windy, and those can all be complemented with a really sort of robust sort of base load power that these fusion technologies, we hope will be able to provide, in however many years. So it's really amazing.
yeah. I thought it was great season. Every single trio of episodes just kind of built upon each other too. So
Yeah.
it was a great show, and we've got a really good season for 2024 planned. So I hope all of our listeners are going to be really excited to hear these new themes. J-Mill, you wanna kick us off and tell everyone what we're gonna talk about?
I am. Yeah, it's an honor. So, you know, all of you, our allies. We listen to you. Your comments, your feedback, and so keep that coming. What we have planned are several themes over this year. We would like to delve into the world of quote unquote blue technologies. So, like marine, water, oceans, think about that. The different kinds of technologies that would be applied to the maritime industry, or drawn from the maritime industry. And this would be things that promote what we call like sort of sustainable innovation across different parts of the economy associated with water life. So this could touch into robotics. It can touch into the future of food. It can touch into climate changes. There's a lot there. So blue technologies is one of those themes. Another theme that we are sinking our teeth into are the quantum sciences, which the quantum sciences would be composed of things like quantum computing. Many of us have heard of that. But then also quantum sensing and quantum communications. So that trio, computing, sensing, and communication, we intend to give you a good 360 view across that. And then a third theme, that we want to bring our own sort of unique, sort of tough tech today approach to, is an artificial intelligence, thinking machines, if you will, how applications of this growing set of capability can solve the tough tech challenges that just are incredible for our society to address. Really scary problems that AI can solve in a way that's more meaningful, perhaps, than improving our recommendation systems for like what movie to watch next. Useful, sure, but we're looking to move the needle in other ways. So, Forrest, you and I put this list together. What's your perspective on the themes that we have on the docket?
Well, I think they're all gonna have different feels for it. So I think blue tech's exciting because it's, from a technical standpoint, it's it's very broad, right? So we'll see different types of technologies using different types of physical principles, all as they relate to using our ocean as part of the economy to sustain us as humans and also to improve sustainability of the planet. And so there'll be broad different sorts of technologies. For quantum, this is where, for the nerds in us, I think we're going to get really into the nitty gritty of science. So, come with an open mind to think about things that most people uh, never kind of imagined. So it'll be maybe a little more technical, but it's cool how unlocking these quantum technologies could really change the face of these three areas: computing, sensing, and communication. And then AI is very hot right now. Who knows? Maybe it won't be as hot in, at the end of the year. So we're kind of making a gamble here. But I think that, our focus on AI will be to select the really impactful applications of it, for applying AI to tough technologies to really help the betterment of humanity. So it's not going to be just an AI program that, does your homework or generates a cool cartoon. We're really going to be focusing on these kind of deeper tech applications of it. And so I think we'll see some applications that maybe you weren't aware of. And so I think the listeners are going to have a great time with that section as well.
Yeah, I agree. And something also is that we've though we are sort of premeditating several different themes, we also have built in some slack into the schedule because with the intention of having some special guests who we wouldn't necessarily fit in any one particular theme and opportunistic as well in terms of some of the folks that would be really great to come on the show that we think would be important for you to hear from. So. That's all in plan, in wheels in motion for season 4. Something that helps make this show possible, as it's a labor of love that Forrest and I run to conduct this, but it's also a community that each of you is a part of. So we. This past season, we opened up the pay if you can, pay what you want membership tiers, and thank you so much to our paid subscribers. It means so much to us to see your commitment that way. And so we'll link, if you're interested in 2024 and supporting the show in a monetary way. Thank you. We appreciate your attention and sharing it with folks who you think would be able to benefit from this content. So, Forrest, closing words for our tough tech community.
Well, just make sure that you share the show. I think that's really the important thing here. It's going to grow with referral and word of mouth. And we have so many different ways to access the show, whether it's on YouTube, any of your podcast apps. And Jmill writes a wonderful blog post if you prefer that. And we have a
Thank you.
listserv that you can sign up for. So there's lots of ways to enjoy the content that we make for our listeners. So I just recommend you find the format that you enjoy and share it. Um, and I think that's about it. I think we have one more thing we probably like to say to at the end of every episode.
It's coming.
Um, all right, I'm Forrest Mayan,
I'm Jonathan J. Miller. Stay
and
tough.
stay tough.